Hello and welcome to today's tutorial on how to implement a checkout into your website. Today I'll be showing you how you can copy one of your existing web pages and turning it into a checkout page without affecting your footer at the bottom of your page or your navigation bar. I'll also be showing you how to add a basket icon and replacing all the information in the middle with a checkout. The end result should be this. Okay, so as you can see, I'm in Dreamweaver now. Go to split view. Make sure you're in split view so you can see the code at the bottom and you can see your web page at the top. Your objective is to delete everything in the middle, so everything is clear. You can either do that by clicking on stuff and pressing delete, or if you know where the middle section is, just by selecting it and then removing that section of the web page, like this, and reloading it afterwards. Okay, so now in the case you're actually finding it hard to locate the middle of your web page, you can easily go and find the closing header tag. This means that your navigation bar is ending and a new section is starting. This will be your middle section. Make sure you go below all the closing tags, that is below your header, otherwise you might start typing within your navigation bar. So this will be actually the start of the middle of my web page. So if I select from here, and scroll down until I see the closing tag for the section part. If I just select that whole area and remove it, then reload my web page by pressing F5 within Dreamweaver, you will see that it's removed. So for demonstration purposes and to make it easier on everyone else, we will be creating a new default web page to make it easier, because most people I know have the pre-done template from Dreamweaver. So what we'll actually do is go into File, New, make sure it's in basic layouts, multi-column. Unless you have it in a different one, then change it to the one you have. Pressing Create, and then you'll have this web page right here, as I imagine you have started with. The concept is the same for this web page. You just have to remove the whole middle section, find it and remove it. So then you just end up with your footer, which is at the bottom, and your navigation bar or header, which is at the top. Once again, all we have to do is go and find the header section, not the head section, make sure you're not in the head section, it's the header section, and then go to the closing header tag. Below, you'll actually find your middle section. This is indicated by the section tag, as you can see. I'll space it out so it's seen clearer. So this is the start of your middle section of your web page. So this is the start of this whole area right here. You can test this by just typing something before it, before the section tag. Test. You see, it comes before it. So that means it's the start. All you have to do is click before the section tag, as I have done right there. Scroll down to the end of it, indicated with a / section, and then hold Shift and left click after the section tag. That will select the whole area, and then you can press backspace to remove it. As you can see, it's disappeared. However, there are more sections, and this time they're actually indicated with a div tag. Same concept though, you click before it, you find a closing div tag, hold Shift, click, and remove. Sometimes it won't refresh, so you will have to actually press F5 to reload. I've pressed F5 now, and as you can see, it's reloaded. Don't worry if it gets messed up. In the end, it should actually work. This time, I will actually select from line 37 to all the way down where line 66 is. I'll shift click again, and I'll remove that whole section with backspace. This time it updated automatically, and now we have the middle section removed. You can check this by typing middle. There you go, that's indicating that we've reached the middle section of our web page. So now we can actually add in the locator. All we have to do is type in two of these arrowed brackets. In the middle, you type an exclamation mark, then 4 dashes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Space 2 of them apart individually. So as you can see, I have 2 on the left and 2 on the right. In the middle, we will type start of checkout, and then we will copy that whole thing make a new line, and then we'll actually paste it. This time though, we'll replace the start with end. So it'll be start of checkout and end of checkout. Let's create new lines in the middle of it now. This is so we can locate our checkout easier. So once we've reached this stage, I'll actually go ahead and say, this is actually the same steps that I would have done for my page. So I could do the same thing here, and it will have the same end result as it would on this page. So let's start with this page then. All you have to do is go into the link in the description. For step 1, this will be on step 1, remember this. All you have to do is copy and paste it into this section right here. As you can see, this is already the start of your checkout. You can see it's not really formatted yet. That's because we have not included the other files with it, which is the CSS files and the images. We will do that now though. But as you can see, we have pasted all the information for the checkout for the HTML file. Now let's go ahead and actually save it. Go to File, Save As, and we will save it as Checkout HTML. Make sure you are in your directory or your folder where all your stuff for your website are, so all your HTML files. If you don't have all your HTML files in one folder, make sure you go ahead and do that now, and then save this as checkout.html. I'll press save. Okay, so now let's actually go ahead into the actual directory of all our web pages. As you can see here, I have all my HTML web pages. Checkout is here where we saved it. And now we will actually create a new folder, and we will call it CSS. And you should see a CSS folder right here. Let's go ahead and enter the folder, and we will create a new text document inside. We will call the text document checkout. So you will have checkout.txt. Let's enter the text document right here. And I'll provide this as a step 2. All you have to do is go into the description, go into step 2, and then just copy and paste this into this text document. So I'll do that right now. I've pasted the code. And now let's go to File, Save As, and let's go to Save As Type. Make sure Save As Type is all files. Make sure you are in your HTML project. So if you go into the directory where all your web pages are, go to the CSS folder that we've created. And then make sure you've renamed it to checkout.css. So make sure you don't have text in there. Make sure it's checkout.css. Otherwise it will not work. After that, we can go ahead and save it. Let's close this off. As you can see, we have checkout.css. We can now remove the checkout.txt file. We don't need that anymore. Now, all that should be remaining is the checkout.css. We can head back into Dreamweaver, and let's locate the head section. This time, we're not locating the header section, we're locating the head section, which should be at the top of your website or your web page on line 3, as clearly visible here. We will head to the bottom of it on line 15. This is where the closing section of the head tag is. We will make a space at the top, and all we have to do is type in this code. So we type in the 2 arrow brackets, then link, then we type in href equals double quotes CSS / checkout.css. Then type in rel equals double quotes style sheet. Then get out of your double quotes. Then just type in a space and a /. Make sure you have a space here, a space here, and a space at the end. So as you can see now, we actually have it laid out much better than it was before. And now all we have to do is include the images. If you're finding it a bit difficult to link the CSS file, I will provide a step 3 copy and paste. So if you go into step 3, you can copy and paste this whole thing just in case you're getting it wrong. Make sure it's above the closing tag of the /head section, and it should work perfectly fine. And it should have an end result like this. So now let's actually go back and head into our directory for our website. Then create a new folder again. This time call it images. Once you've created an images folder, as so, get into it. And this is where we will actually be putting the images for the checkout. Don't worry about these images. I have this already for my previous web page that I was doing. So ignore these. You will not have these. So if you head over to the step 4 section of the description, you'll find a link there where you'll be able to download the free images that I'll be putting into here. Once you've downloaded it, make sure you copy and paste the images over. So as you can see, I've pasted this for the free images. Make sure you don't rename them, otherwise it will not work. So now, if we go back into Dreamweaver, and if we press F5 to reload the page, you will see the images will now pop up. So once you've got your images here, all you have to do is actually go to File, Save All. That will save all of your files, including your checkout.css. Then, to get a better view of this, to make sure everything is going well, go back into the directory of your website, double click on, or actually right click and open with Microsoft Edge on your checkout.html. So right click, open with Microsoft Edge. So as you can see, everything's done, everything's complete, and it looks great as well. If we go back into Dreamweaver, if you decide to edit these, maybe the text or the products, you can easily do so. Just double click on them. It will link you to that section in the code. As you can see, iPhone 13 Pro is on the top here on the website, and you can see in the code here. I prefer editing in the code, but you might prefer to edit it manually through design view or live view maybe even, and change it around that way. But you can do so if you decide to. The images you can click as well, and it shows right here. You can replace the images with another image maybe that you have. And it's as simple as that. To add a basket, all we have to do is find what we want to link basket to. So for example, if you want to have it as text, you can easily do that by just replacing one of the navigation bar items or creating a new one and calling it basket, for example. As you can see, this will change here. This is not actually how it will look like on the web page. On the web page, if we save this and go to the web page, press and then reload it, you can see here, basket is on the right. It's not actually on the left. So be aware that how you see it on Dreamweaver is not actually how you're going to see it on the actual web page. So be careful of that and make sure to check the actual web page every now and again. So once again, you can see basket here, and you can see basket here as well. This is in the header section, as you can see here, within the UL tags, line 30. So once we have it located here, you have to go into Window on the top. You go into Properties, you click Properties right here. And this should open up a Properties tab. Your window might be like this, and you can drag it around. I can drag it to the bottom here until it's blue, release, and we can link it to the bottom of our Dreamweaver. So now we can easily select the basket, then go into the link section here, click on it, type in checkout.html, press enter. That will add in a new line of code, allowing your basket to be linked to this page. So now what will happen if you save all, go to your website itself, reload it, you'll see that now that your basket is linked to this page. So now, if let's say you clicked it, it would open up to the basket. So as you can see, I just opened a new tab, right clicks it and opened a new tab. It links to the basket. you will have to actually add that in on every web page. So every web page you have, you would have to copy and paste this line over, or just the whole section if you really wanted to, if it would be easier for you. You could copy over the whole header section from the top to bottom right here into every web page, so you can have the same navigation bar. So you could have basket on each page, because this won't update all the pages. So that will allow you to access your basket from all your pages. Anyway, that's it for the tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've understood that. If you haven't, then I'm sorry, unlucky. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.